Alright, here's Meg here. A little update on the NXT display BAC2000 setup. So I took it for a test ride yesterday. If you guys didn't watch that video, check it out. Yeah, it's pretty fast, man, but it overheats. so that's one problem I've been noticing with the BAC2000 controller. It gets hot. It gets really hot, really fast. Ever since I've had this controller, it's been like that, and it seems like it's gotten worse with the Lightspeed battery, because I have it set at 14,000 watts right now, so so that might be why Hades and Megas is getting on it too much. You know, it's too much for the controller to handle, so it's throttling back the controls and stuff. That's why the regen is less. You know. It lowers the regen, and it says the controller temp is 73 degrees. Yeah, I think the controller's over. Yeah, the controller looks like it's overheating. That's why I think that's why. It's cold today too, by the way, and we're just riding on the street. All right, hey, just to let you guys know, it's really freaking hot right now. It's so hot, I don't want to keep my hand on it. It seems like it's hotter in the center of the controller than outside. I think the controller overheated. The BAC2000 is not good with, you know, I don't know. The BAC2000's been overheating a lot. I think I might have broken my controller or something. Like, it gets hot a lot now. I wonder what the deal is. But you'll definitely have less power when it overheats. But yeah, it's hot, dude. I think maybe we should wait like 10 minutes. Let's wait 10 minutes. Yeah, it's really hot right now, dude. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I think the trail that we're on before, that's the one that I normally ride up. That's really steep. It's having a hard time going up this hill. Pretty steep. It's just crawling up this. Oh yeah, dude, it's not climbing at all. Oh my god, that's it. It won't go up anymore. You think it's overheating or something? We've gone 5 miles. It will not climb up anymore. We're at 53%. We should still have some decent power. Dude, you see how it just stopped? I'm going wide open throttle. Maybe it's in like a limp mode or something. Fuck. The old Light V has met its match, dude. This hill is too steep. Maybe it's overheating. There's not a lot of wind out here. Let me feel the controller. Oh yeah, the controller is really hot. So is the battery. I think it's overheating. It can't handle this. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna make it to the single track, man. I can't see, dude. Oh no, we're going up a really steep one too. Alright, keep on going. I can't see, dude. Okay, now I can see. Go, 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 go. Oh, oh. Go on, go on, go on. Okay, push it, push it, push it, push it. It's the controller is overheated. Ah! That's fine. It's not that steep. We can push it. This is just a torture test for this bike. All right, here's Meg here. So the controller is way hot, dude. It's the hottest. It's the controller, then the motor, and then the battery's hot. So, that's the order to how hot they are. So I went and I spit some water onto the controller to cool it down. So hopefully it's helping. Especially here. All right, here we go. Should be a lot faster now. Yeah, much better. Okay, made it to the top of that. And the power output. So, and yeah, I noticed it just got really hot again. You know, I used to have the X controller on this bike, and that controller never gets hot. Never gets hot. Like, very rarely gets hot. This one, it gets hot all the time. So, it's a little unreliable, is what I'm gonna say. But it's only happened like recently. You know, I always know, like, whenever I stop and I feel the controller, it's always really warm. You know, and you know, human body temperature is what, like 80 something, 90 degrees. So it's got to be higher than 90 degrees Fahrenheit, you know, when I touch it, because if it feels hot, it feels hotter than your body temperature, you know. So yeah, it's a toasty controller. Also, another problem I had. I'll go back to the overheating problem. How we're gonna fix. So I changed the screen to the screen that the day-night mode that has the controller temp on it. And I went to go check how hot the controller was. It was like 75 degrees Celsius or something. I think that's pretty hot. Alan told me like 90 degrees is really hot or something. So so I was getting pretty close to it, like, just, you know, probably not working anymore. I don't know. I think maybe I was gonna go ahead to Lowe's today to get some aluminum sheet so we can make a bigger heatsink for this guy. Basically, I'm just gonna clamp on, or I'm going to bolt on another heatsink to the controller on top of this, and then just extend it, and then add like a heatsink on the bottom, so it'll run cooler. I kind of would like to add some water cooling, but that's kind of a lot of extra hardware, and I have to wire in the pump and everything. So for water cooling, I was thinking of using like something like a PC water cooling system for like a computer. So there would be a water block on top here, and then it would have radiator lines going. It would have lines going to a radiator, but then there would have to be, you would have to have the water block, the coolant lines, a radiator, a reservoir, and a water pump, and then you would have to wire the water pump on. And then, like, maybe you don't want it on all the time or something, so maybe you'd want a thermostat. I don't know, but yeah, and it would make the bike. It would kind of make the bike noisier too. You would have a water pump, so I kind of don't want that, man. I just would like a better heatsink, you know. I think is what it needs, because the heatsink's kind of small. If I could put the X controller heatsink on it, maybe. I don't know what to say, man. But we're gonna try that. I'm gonna try making a plate, a heatsink plate is what it is. I'm gonna put a plate over this that extends down here, and then add heatsinks to the back of it. So like the part over here where the controller's not here, there's gonna be a heatsink there. I might push the controller out a little bit so I can get the heatsink in there. Alternatively, we could probably add a very small heatsinks to the front too. As long as this doesn't touch it, we'll be fine. So, but that was the plan today. I was gonna try to go and do that because this thing is overheating. Any kind of like fast riding, it just overheats. It can't handle that extra power. So, alternatively, what I could do is turn the power down too. So, I guess I could just keep it at the same power as the X controller was at. I meant the X controller, yeah, the 60-volt battery, and then whatever. I'll just have, you know, I'll have more range, I guess, because we won't be on it so much.
Is that my controller has been overheating a lot. It gets hot. Like, look at it. It's warm right now, and we haven't been doing anything. That's kind of weird. Like, I've been sitting here, you know, vlogging, and the bike's just been sitting here, you know, and it's warm. Like, it's warm to the touch. So I don't know if that's normal. There might be something wrong with this controller, man. It just gets hot all of a sudden. Yeah, it's like about 80 degrees out, but it feels really. It shouldn't be that warm when you're just sitting idle, man. It shouldn't feel like anything, right? It's not doing anything right now. That's the sad part. But anyway, that's The next project is with this guy. Besides trying to get that throttle working properly, is I need to provide some cooling. So I've got these heat sinks and stuff, and so we're going to try to make a better cooling heat sink for this. So so that'll be the part of the next video, or that's the next project I got with this bike. I need better cooling for it because obviously it's overheating too much. All right. So thanks for watching. It's we're making progress little bit by day. All right, Heatsink out. Okay, Heatsink here, and I got the Suron Light B on my Harbor Freight trailer today. So I'm using the trailer as kind of like a tool to compress the suspension. Okay, I got the bike on the wheel chock over there, and then we're gonna go tie it down till this is like pretty much as close. I'm planning on building a heatsink for my BAC controller here, and I wanted to check how much clearance we have to put a heatsink in here. So one of the problems I see with the Suron controller is it sticks out a lot more than the Suron controller. Okay, I think the Suron, it's like back here somewhere, a little bit. It's like about halfway where the BAC controller is. Now that's not a big deal. It's not a big deal if this doesn't hit here. So at the very least, it can't hit this, or it can't hit it hard, you know. Because if it does hit it hard, then it's gonna hit the tire when I have the dirt wheel on it. So right now it's set up so it's set up at a good height where, like, you know, you can get the supermoto wheel in there, and then you can put the dirt wheel in there, and you don't have to adjust it. So that's why it's at this height right now. Okay. One thing I could do to help cool it is probably drill some more holes into the fender. Yeah, it'll get more airflow in there, that's for sure. So that might be an option, or make some like louvers or something. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. I want to see how much clearance I have from the controller to the fender. It absolutely, you know, as much as possible, I don't want it touching the fender, you know, because like I said, if it touches the fender, it's pretty close to touching the tire already, and then you're going to damage the controller or your wheel or tire or something, you know, when you go down on a jump really hard or something. So yeah. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and tie this puppy down. Okay, there it is. It's nearly all the way strapped down, dude. I'm gonna say, we don't have a lot of room to work with. There's like, I won't measure it, but I can't even get my index finger in there without it. Maybe I can get my pinky. Yeah, I can kind of I can squeeze my pinky in there. So that's no bueno, man. And you figure, I don't know where I should have put the dirt wheels on, man. Yeah, it's gonna be like around here with the dirt wheel, man. So it's gonna be really, I know it's gonna be a really close fit, man. The dirt wheel should be smaller than this though, so so I think what we can do, there's a couple of things that Heatsink wants to do. I think I can. It looks like this will go down even more. Look at how far the O-ring. This is how far the O-ring has gone up. I think it can go down more. Let's try it. See, it just keeps on going. Okay, the bike is starting to lift up now. Yeah, so it literally touches it at full compression. So that's not good. I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to make a new mount for this. Yeah, if we want to install it, because the idea Heatsink wanted was to put like a really big long heatsink. Okay, I was gonna put a heatsink like out here, all the way down to here, you know, and then it's gonna extend all the way down here. It's not a big deal to have a heatsink out there because there's really nothing that's really gonna mess it up, you know, unless you ride into a really big rock or something. But yeah, as you can see, there's not a lot of room. Okay, there's enough room. There's enough room for it without it. What I could do is shave the heat sinks out. I can cut out the heat sinks that interfere. So that's one thing we can do. Like maybe I could just cut out all the ones in the center here, you know, and then you'll still have the ones on the side, and on the bottom maybe you'll have the whole one. I'm gonna have to put the dirt wheel on. I hate to say it. Yeah, well actually the dirt wheel is really easy to swap off. The front wheel is really fast to switch out. So maybe we'll go do that some other time. But yeah, as you can see, there's not a lot of space at all, dude. We really have nothing. So if I could move this controller back to like where the X controller was, I think it would be better. So what I might wind up doing is to make my own mount. Or flip this mount around backwards. I don't think we can do that, man. No, we can't do it. No, you know what? We might be able to, but it won't look pretty anymore. That's for sure, dude. Yeah. Because seriously, all I need is like a piece of aluminum, the angle aluminum. Just, it's easy. It's just a 90-degree thingy to make for this. You know, you just get the holes right, and it'll be stronger too. I feel that this 3D printed stuff it's kind of flimsy. You know, so far it's been hanging in there, but not really. Yeah. We could probably make a bracket. We could probably make a bracket for the bottom too. So the problem with the bottom is, if we push this in more, then this won't work anymore. we're gonna have to move. I think we're gonna have to move this hole over here. You know. So what might have to wind up happening is I have to make my own custom bracket for the controller. Yeah. Because as it stands right now, it's really only designed to work without a heatsink. And I'm like, well, we need the heatsink in there. It's getting too hot. So one alternative was to get a plate. Okay, what I was gonna do is get an aluminum plate, bolt it to this, and bolt an aluminum plate that's longer than this heatsink, and make it extend all the way down here. And then I would add a heatsink on the bottom of it, maybe on the top too. But I would have to see how much clearance we have with the dirt wheel. So. But yeah, so it just so happens like I have a good rig for compressing the suspension, a trailer chock. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of room there at all. But like I said, what we could do is we could actually cut some of the fins off. You know, I can just cut the fins off I can cut all the fins off that are in the center, or grind them off. You know, and then yeah, so. And then that might help, and then there'll just be like a kind of a flat part in the center, but on the sides. But then yeah, if you come down sideways, it might hit the heatsink too. You know, if somehow you made the suspension compress while the handlebars tilted, it may hit the side too. So that may not be a good idea either. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of up in the air. I think the best thing to do, we can move this. We can move this all the way like to here. You know. No, you know, we could move it to here. We could move it about half of the controller. We can make the controller like inside more, you know. And there's plenty of room back in there. There's plenty of room. Just to squish the wires a little bit more. That's all. So, and then we probably have to. I don't know. We might have to move this too. This will be way in there also. Yeah. So Hades Omega is brainstorming some stuff right now. Okay, so there's a couple ways I can go, but the problem is I can't find a sheet of aluminum. That's the problem. I would like to try that aluminum sheet with the heatsink bolted to the bottom, but I can't find a sheet of aluminum that wide. You know, they only sell it like probably half of this. You know, and I want the whole thing. I want as much, you know, heat sinkage as possible. You want as much surface area as possible. This thing just gets warm like all the time. I don't know why. Okay, so yeah. All right. So as you can see there, the purpose of today's video for the I guess this is just going to be BAC2000 heatsink vlog, heatsink upgrade vlog, as we don't have a lot of room to work with here. Okay. Now what we could do is chop off the fins from the top of the heatsink too. We could do that also. We can just, but you know, it would be a good idea to go do this again and then just swap the dirt wheel in. So you know what? I'm gonna go swap the dirt wheel real quick. Like I said, I think it only takes like 5 minutes to do it. So we'll come back and I'll check to see how bad it is with the dirt wheel. That's one thing I'm worried about. Like if I could just take the fender out or lower it, that wouldn't be a problem, you know, because we're using these small supermoto wheels. But with the 19-inch tires, you know, it takes up more space, so that's going to be a problem. So yeah, okay. I'm gonna go swap the dirt wheel in, and then we'll see how much space we have. I'm pretty sure the dirt wheel is gonna be something like this. Yeah, it might contact it. So we'll see. All right. Well, it's good to know these things, you know. But ultimately, I think what might have to happen is I make brand new brackets. Yeah, we'd have to make brand new brackets for this, because this bottom bracket really doesn't do anything. This has a hole in it, so you can screw a screw in there, and then I put this bar here to support it, okay? But it would be better if we could just move this whole thing inside about half. It looks like we can do that. We can make our own bracket, drill a bunch of holes in it, and then bolt it on. And then it'll be like about half. It would probably move up the controller a little bit, because this is a little thick also. It's actually a pretty nice mount, you know. I kind of like it. I think it's cracking though, I'm not sure. It looks like it's bowing here or something. Alternatively, what we could do is find a way to move this tilt sensor. Yeah, find a way to move the tilt sensor farther back in there, or just get rid of the tilt sensor, because I don't think the tilt sensor works with the BAC2000. Yeah. But yeah, let's go put the dirt wheel on it, and then we'll see what the distance is. Alright, here's me. Okay, it's me here. I swapped the tire. I don't know, it took like 20 minutes to do it. I was taking my sweet time. But anyway, I got it close to where it was before, and the tire is not a it won't interfere with the controller at all. Look at how much space there is between the tire and the controller. So I don't think we need to make a new mount. What we could do is install the heatsink, and then we'll shave the part that interferes with the fender, or we'll just shave the whole top part off. I don't know, it's kind of a waste, but yeah. But there's plenty of space down here. You can put like a huge. Let me go get one of those heat sinks I got. Okay, this is the biggest heat sink I got in my heat sink collection. Yes, Hades Mega collects these heat sinks. I don't even remember where I bought this from, but as you can see, if I just stick this on right here, there's plenty of space. This will actually work. Yeah, I can actually use this, but it won't clamp onto the heatsink is the problem. But yeah, as you can see, there's plenty of clearance, you know. Even if it just kissed it a little bit, it would be okay. But that's, you know, you're talking about full compression. You would have to be really, you know, jump somewhere really high, you know. But that actually works. Look at that. Plenty of space. So I'm figuring we could actually use this. There's plenty of space. Yeah. We could actually use this heatsink I got right here. I think that would work. And then I could put another heatsink right behind it too. See, so there's like open space behind it. Yeah, see. So I think we're a go, man. We're a go. Nice. I might actually be able to use. There's might be enough space for this one right here. This is a pretty decent heatsink right here. All we have to do is shave off the fins on the top. But then we'd have to find a way to mount this thing too. It's actually just a little too small compared to the Suron heatsink. Yeah, this will not bolt on. You know what? This might actually bolt onto the. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know. We can pretty much put any size heatsink we want, as long as we cut the fins off that interfere with the fender. You know, I want the fender on there, so I would just say just chop all the fins off. Maybe you can leave like the last one up there, you know. But we'll just cut all the fins up to here off, so it won't interfere. So maybe we don't have to go with that flat plate. We can just go with the full heatsink, just like this. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's good to know. I didn't take pictures of the other setup, but this is even better. This lets us know that, like, hey, we got plenty of clearance between the tire and everything. If anything, we could probably move the fender up a little bit more, you know, till it almost touches this. But I think that's fine. This is fine. No interference at all. So cool deal. And we don't have to modify the bracket for the controller, because I think it'll be fine, you know. If this kisses this a little bit, it's no big deal. You can see there's still a decent amount of space between there, you know. Even if this was to go a little bit more, it might hit the controller, but it wouldn't hit hard, and it would kind of just bend a little bit, you know. It might break. It might break. I don't know. I haven't broken it yet, so this would be fine. Okay. So pretty much we can install any size heatsink we want. Well, not any size. Like something like this. I think this is 30 millimeters. 30 millimeters will do the trick. Yeah, look at that. That's perfect. I can still get my finger between it. Yeah. So I think this will work. So about this size will work. But I will go take some measurements before I take it off the trailer. All right, Heatsink out.